So I think we'll just play this one. Or you know what? Let's play the Inside Edition one. Inside Edition is usually pretty good. And I'm gonna have to take my mic out real quick so I can actually hear this.
Habits that are replaced by over. Uh-oh. There's growing outrage today over the smack heard around the world.
Holy
Some are
shoot.
calling on the Academy Awards to
Okay.
take away Will Smith's Oscar. The actor became enraged after
Hang
Chris
on
Rock
just a
poked fun at
minute. He
Smith.
just went right up.
Oh, wow.
He just went right up. He's coming with a purpose. Look at this man walk up there. He's walking up fast like he's gonna do something.
Smack heard around the
And
world.
bam!
Oh, wow.
That is a
Some are calling
freaking
on the
bitch
Academy
slap.
Awards to take away Will Smith's
Holy
Oscar.
cow.
The actor became enraged after Chris Rock poked fun at Smith's wife Jada's bald head. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? Smith seems to find it funny at first, but Jada's eye roll indicates her displeasure. Uh-oh, Richard. And then it happens. Smith drew back and slapped Rock across the face with his open hand. Chris Rock is stunned, almost knocked off his feet by the blow, but he keeps his cool. Oh, wow! Wow! Smith is not done. Back at his seat, he starts screaming at Rock. In the U.S., the audio was cut by ABC, but across the world it was broadcast live and uncensored. Wow, dude. Yeah. It was a G.I. Jane joke. Keep my wife's name out your mouth. I'm going to, okay? Chris Rock remained remarkably composed. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. He's shaken, but carries on presenting the award. We are here to...
Okay, let's stop right there. I'm thinking I can get my audio still from my computer, but so not only does Mr. Smith literally come up to him and bitch slap Chris Rock on the whole left side of his face with his entire force. He's using his arm and his torso. So he put some good weight into there. But then afterwards, he's still not done. He walks off stage with a purpose. Right? Hold on. He comes up here with a purpose, smacks him with his whole force, and then leaves as soon as he comes. Like he just accomplished something. And you can see, if you see his face, Will Smith. Let's see if we can. He's definitely upset. He's very red in his face right there. Right? He's very angry, very pissed off. And then afterwards, see, he's still very red in his face. Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. Where is it? Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And he yells it at least twice. Let's keep going.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
It was a G.I. Jane joke at the same time. Okay. I don't really usually watch the Oscars. Do they typically poke fun at each other like this and make jokes like that? I don't really know. Perhaps. And why is Mr. Smith's wife, I'm not sure of her name, but why is she bald? Is that just her hair choice? Because maybe it is. Okay, that's fine. But is she undergoing some type of treatment as well? Perhaps, like, that would be, I could understand that if she was undergoing chemotherapy and that's why she's bald. But if that's just her hairstyle, still, I don't think Mr. Smith should have hit him or slapped Mr. Rock, But then again, Mr. Rock, that was kind of an edgy joke.
Wife's name out your mouth. I'm going to, okay? Chris Rock remained remarkably composed. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. He's shaken, but carries on presenting the award. We are here to give a documentary out, to give an Oscar out for Best Documentary. Meanwhile, in millions of homes across the USA, people wondered what the heck just happened. Actress Lupita Nyong'o, sitting behind Smith, is wide-eyed in disbelief.
Yeah.
I was watching in the press room. At first, we thought it was a gag, but then it felt like the air left the room, and we sat in stunned disbelief at Will Smith's violent and emotional meltdown.
We thought it was a scripted moment. We thought initially it was choreographed.
Today, there is widespread condemnation over Smith's violent outburst.
No excuse for violence.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry.
No.
To see someone who's been that beloved for decades, it was troubling on so many levels.
In a withering statement, the Motion Picture Academy said it condemns the actions of Mr. Smith at last night's show. They have officially started a formal review.
So basically an investigation.
And consequences. T.J. Holmes and Amy Robach covered the Oscars for GMA.
It made you feel sick to your stomach. It was like a gut punch to all of us, I think.
It's just so hard to understand. His wife was not being physically attacked. She was being attacked with words. She was being insulted. Any man who's married, he wants to defend his wife from that type of attack. But we teach our boys and our girls from the moment they're old enough to walk and understand. You do not react with violence.
Chris Rock is being praised for showing restraint.
He was slapped in front of millions of people internationally, and he took the high road in his response.
Here's what you didn't see. Moments after the slap during the commercial break, Will Smith is in tears, and two Hollywood heavyweights, Denzel Washington and Tyler Perry, offer advice. Then Bradley Cooper puts his hand on Smith's shoulders.
That's interesting right there. He's breaking down, so he's taken this very bad. I don't know if it's still about the joke against his wife, or if he now regrets what he just did.
Will Smith is in tears, and two Hollywood heavyweights, Denzel Washington and Tyler Perry, offer advice. Then
I think he definitely, at work we are told to de-escalate situations, and this Mr. Smith definitely just escalated that situation beyond redemption. So I don't think he was thinking logically at that point. He was more so thinking with his emotions.
Then Bradley Cooper puts his hand on Smith's shoulders and comforts him. Oscars co-host Amy Schumer tried to lift the mood.
Did I miss anything? There's like a different vibe in here.
And then 43 minutes and 50 seconds after the slap seen round the world,
Will Smith!
Smith won the Best Actor award for his portrayal of Serena and Venus Williams' father, Richard, in the movie King Richard.
Art imitates life. I look like the crazy father, just like they said. But love will make you do crazy things.
His eyes welled with tears as he offered an apology.
I know to do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees.
But there was no apology for Chris Rock. Today,
right there. Okay, right there is wrong too. Mr. Smith apologizes, I guess, to everyone besides the person he physically assaulted. Hopefully he issues one soon. If not, he hasn't already.
Today, Los Angeles police said that Rock is not pressing charges. The individual involved has declined to file a police report. If the involved party desires a police report at a later date, LAPD will be available to complete an investigative report.
A lot of people have called out the Academy saying, can you let him go on stage and speak for over 5 minutes? If this were a seat filler and not a celebrity, they certainly would have been escorted out. perhaps even arrested.
Rock has poked fun at the Smiths before.
Jada's mad her man, Will, was not nominated for concussion. I get it. Tell the truth. I get it. You get mad? Said it's
Okay, so they do poke fun at each other at every Oscars, I guess. So I don't know why Mr. Smith, perhaps it was just the perhaps it was just the product of the joke, the filler that was in it, the subject of it being his wife and her baldness that got to him.
It's not fair that Will was this good and didn't get nominated. Yeah, you're right. It's also not fair that Will was paid $20 million for Wild Wild West, okay?
But the G.I. Jane joke hit a raw nerve. Jada's...
But why? Okay, maybe it'll say here, why the G.I. Jane? Why did that go over the top?
Suffers from alopecia and has struggled with hair loss for years.
There you go, right there. So perhaps because she suffers from hair loss, it's just easier to have a bald head. And honestly, she does look kind of good with it. You know, that's what they say to some men who are balding. You know, why just shave it off? If she suffers from alopecia, well, would she rather have segments of hair on her head and look like patchy, or just shave it off? I think she should just shave it off.
Finally deciding to...
And seeing also that she suffers from this alopecia, that's a medical condition, if Chris Rock knew that, perhaps he should have stayed away from that subject. Okay, he could have made fun of Will by himself directly, but don't go after his wife, and don't go after his wife's medical condition either. I can see how that can be misinterpreted and rather rude.
Shave her head.
I do not believe that Chris Rock knew that Jada has alopecia, that it was a painful thing. He is not a malicious guy. He is not a snarky guy.
Okay, so we just saw on Inside Edition why Will Smith hit Chris Rock. Definitely because of that G.I. Jane joke against his wife. That's the big question now. Was it okay for Will Smith to bitch slap, basically, Chris Rock? Resulting to violence first and foremost? I don't think so. You know, you always want to try to de-escalate situations best as you can before, of course, resulting to physical confrontation. What I think Mr. Smith should have done first was, you know, maybe go up to Chris and say, with the mics off, say, hey, you know, Mr. Rock, Chris, whatever, you know, I didn't really find that joke funny. My wife definitely didn't find it funny. She saw the eye roll, and she probably said to him, you know, she didn't find it funny. Could you please retract your statement and give out an apology really quick? I'm sorry. And then Chris probably would have done it. He'd probably be like, yeah, sure, I apologize for it. And if Chris Rock didn't apologize or say he's sorry after Mr. Will Smith asked him, you know, if he were to ask him to apologize and Chris Rock didn't, well, then maybe they could have, Will Smith could have taken a different route and not hit him, but, you know, go backstage and be like, listen, man, if you don't apologize, I'm going to whoop your ass. Okay? Because that's not funny. My wife, you got to understand, my wife suffers from this medical condition where she has hair loss, and that's why her head's shaved. It's not for a G.I. Jane thing, and it's not funny. So please, I need an apology, or else we're going to have a problem, you and I. That's how I think he should have probably gone about that. Instead of directly hitting him in the face, slapping him. Okay, because that just makes now Will Smith look like a total dick, even though he might have had some honorable intentions. And then even after he slapped him, he goes off and goes crazy, starts yelling, in the audience section, don't use my wife's name. Don't joke about her. You know, so he was obviously riled up and agitated about that. He of course knew she had alopecia, that medical condition. I highly doubt Chris Rock knew anything whatsoever that she probably had that. So, you know, from now on, if they continue to poke jokes at each other at the Oscars, at these assemblies that they like to have, you know, keep it PG-13, keep it kind of, I don't know, not too rude to each other. And if you're making a joke, probably make that joke directly to the person you're talking to, okay? Don't make it towards their family, their kids, their friends, things like that. If you're making a joke, say to Will Smith, keep it at Will Smith. Don't go after his family, guys. And that goes for all celebrities. If you're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, keep the joke about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Don't joke about his kids, don't joke about their wives, etc., etc., because that can be touchy subjects. So you can see the story from both angles. Obviously, he shouldn't have hit him, but then again, I can see Chris Rock also shouldn't have made that joke. Apologies should be made on both sides.